How many times did you unlock your phone today? Don't worry, this isn't a pop quiz, just a friendly nudge to notice how often those glowing rectangles slip into our hands. Whether you're checking the weather, hunting for a lost emoji, or silently judging someone's lunch on Instagram, it's all so routine that we barely notice it anymore. But what if I told you that the gadgets you lovingly cradle, curse, or occasionally threaten to hurl out the window might be hiding a few tricks up their plastic sleeves? No, your fridge probably isn't plotting world domination yet, but everyday technology has a knack for sneaking a few hidden dangers into our daily lives. If your phone could talk, it would probably whisper, "I know all your secrets, and by the way, you really need more sleep." Let's start with the obvious culprit, our health and our frazzled, overstimulated brains. Blue light from screens is the modern equivalent of coffee for your eyeballs, keeps you alert long after midnight, but leaves you groggy, irritable, and reaching for an industrial-strength concealer come morning. Ever noticed how scrolling TikTok for 5 minutes transforms into an hour-long deep dive into raccoon videos and conspiracy theories about the shape of pasta? That's not a character flaw, it's design. These devices are engineered to keep you hooked, blasting your brain with tiny hits of dopamine, like a slot machine with notifications instead of coins. It's not just the young glued to tablets. Grandparents now wage marathon comment wars on YouTube, and even toddlers master the art of the screen tantrum. We laugh about being screen zombies, but try skipping your nightly scroll and see how quickly your hand starts to twitch for the familiar rectangle. But the dangers go far beyond tired eyes and sleep deprivation. Privacy, that old-fashioned concept we used to take for granted, is quietly slipping through our digital fingers. Your smart devices are constantly listening, ready to spring into action at the sound of "Hey Siri" or "Okay Google," but sometimes they tune in a little too well. Microphones are always open, cameras can be hijacked, and personal data floats around like confetti at a parade, except this parade is full of hackers and data brokers eagerly scooping up every detail. Remember when nosy neighbors would peek over fences? Now it's algorithms and AI that know when you're home, what you watch, even which snacks you secretly buy at 2 a.m. The stories are everywhere. Celebrities blindsided by photo leaks, families discovering their baby monitor hacked by strangers, smart doorbells recording awkward moments you'd hoped were private. In the past, snooping required binoculars and a questionable sense of ethics. Today, your devices do the eavesdropping for you sometimes with a little help from hackers halfway across the globe. Your private messages might not be as private as you think, and if you're still using the same password for everything, you're basically leaving your digital front door wide open with a sign that says free Wi-Fi and identity theft. Even if your data stays safe, technology finds other ways to worm itself into our lives. Ever notice how everyone at a family dinner stares at their own screen, fork in one hand and phone in the other, as if the roast chicken will be more delicious if filtered through Instagram? We've never been more connected and yet, somehow, never felt further apart. Group chats replace real conversations. Friends meet up only to spend half the time taking selfies and the other half scrolling through someone else's highlight reel. Even at parties, it's not uncommon to see people texting each other from across the same couch. Welcome to the age of FOMO, fear of missing out, where even being together isn't enough unless you can prove it with a boomerang and a hashtag. The effects aren't just social either. As technology becomes more indispensable, it quietly fosters habits that can make us physically lazier and emotionally more isolated. Why walk to your neighbor's house to borrow sugar when you can have it delivered via app in 20 minutes? Why talk face-to-face when a GIF will do? In some households, family members text each other from different rooms. It's efficient, sure, but it also chips away at the little rituals, random chats, eye contact, a shared joke that once glued us together. Technology brings the world to our fingertips, but sometimes it also puts a glass wall between us and the people sitting right next to us. The web isn't just bringing people closer, it's also making the truth more slippery than a bar of soap in a public shower. Social media and algorithm-powered feeds create perfect conditions for misinformation to spread faster than gossip at a hair salon. One day, a wild rumor is just a whisper. The next, it's a trending topic, echoed by thousands of people who never stopped to check if it made sense. AI can conjure up fake photos and deepfakes so realistic that even your sharpest ant gets fooled and then dutifully forwards them to the family group chat. The result? We're living in an age where the line between news and nonsense is blurrier than ever, and sometimes the only way to tell them apart is to hope your gut is sharper than a search engine. Back in the day, your biggest source of confusion was the neighborhood gossip spinning tales by the front gate. Now, it's a global chorus of opinions, half-truths, and cleverly disguised ads, all vying for your attention. Online challenges that seem harmless, like eat the hottest pepper on camera, can go viral in minutes, sometimes with genuinely dangerous results. The same platforms that share cute puppy videos can also amplify hoaxes or peer pressure, turning your feed into a game of psychological roulette. The scariest part? Algorithms don't care about what's true. They care about what gets clicks, keeping us all bouncing in our own echo chambers, convinced we've found the real story until the next update proves us wrong. As if all that weren't enough, the march of smart gadgets has quietly transformed our homes into playgrounds for both convenience and chaos. From security cameras that watch over our front porches to smart speakers that double as trivia masters and unofficial family therapists, these devices are always learning, always listening, and sometimes always a little too clever for comfort. There have been real cases of baby monitors being hijacked by pranksters, smart fridges sending out unexpected notifications, or robot vacuum cleaners mapping out your home so thoroughly that a hacker could practically give you directions to your own couch. It's almost enough to make you nostalgic for the days when the biggest threat your fridge posed was running out of ice cream. Children befriend voice assistants, sharing secrets and asking questions you wish they wouldn't. Alexa, why is Dad bald? The family's smart vacuum might suddenly start cleaning at 3 a.m., or a digital assistant might chime in with a reminder you never set often at the worst possible moment. Some of it's funny. Your fridge reminding you to eat healthier, the smart scale that knows too much about your midnight snack habits. But it's also a reminder that every convenience comes with a catch, especially when devices know you better than some of your closest friends. We invite these helpful little robots into our lives, but we rarely stop to ask, what are they learning about us and who else might be watching? The modern home is now a little kingdom of gadgets, but every new convenience opens the door to new vulnerabilities. It's enough to make you want to unplug everything, until you remember you lost the television remote 3 months ago, and only your smart speaker knows where it went. So what do we do, now that we've peeked behind the shiny curtain and glimpsed all the little monsters hiding inside our beloved devices? The truth is, technology is a double-edged sword. It gives us power, connection, and cat videos on demand, but it also quietly asks us to trade privacy, attention, and sometimes even our peace of mind. We can't exactly go back to the Stone Age. No one wants to send smoke signals just to order pizza, but we can start using our gadgets a little more wisely, like locking our doors, checking our sources, and sometimes just putting the phone down long enough to remember what silence sounds like. Maybe the best approach is a blend of curiosity and caution. Enjoy the marvels of smart tech, but don't hand over the keys to your life without asking a few nosy questions first. Be mindful of screen time, wary of too good to be true stories, and a little suspicious whenever your fridge seems to know too much. Most of all, don't let your phone, smart speaker, or even your vacuum become the boss of the house. Remember, these are your tools, not your overlords. So, next time your devices act a little too smart for their own good, just remind them, in this house, the only thing allowed to control you is the cat.